Chet Chat is underwritten by Massage Envy Spa, the Frame Shop and Gallery, and the law offices of John J. Sullivan.
Hi, I'm Chet Porcho, and welcome to an all-new episode of Chet Chat. Autumn is here. Along with the weather changing, we love to transition our homes. Today's episode, we have two DIY-approved guests for our DIY segment. Sean Smith of Sean Smith Interiors is here to share with us some hot fall trends. And Sandra Berger of Floor Delights will show us how to set the perfect autumn ambiance. And of course, we couldn't have a fall episode without including Halloween. Here to pull us in the Halloween spirit is Jerry Fredu, who coordinates the New Orleans Halloween event, which raises money for a local nonprofit called Project Lazarus. It's what we like to call a party with a purpose. And following that, we'll talk to Eric Olson and Steve Rivera of the Project Lazarus organization. Again, welcome to another exciting episode of Chet Chat. Let's fall in. The mission of Halloween New Orleans is to provide funding for Project Lazarus. 100% of the proceeds go to this amazing charity. As promised, we're going to get everyone into the Halloween spirit. I'd like to welcome my first guest, my good friend Jerry Fredu, who sits on the board of directors as the advisor. Jerry, thank you so much for being on the Chet Chat Show.
Thank you for having me.
So Halloween New Orleans, tell me a little bit about this event and what drove you to get so involved in this amazing charity.
Absolutely. We are an all-volunteer 501c3 organization. Our mission is to raise money for Project Lazarus. That's an assisted living home for people with HIV and AIDS. And I won't steal their thunder. I know they're on a little bit later. But what got me involved in this organization is obviously in the 80s and 90s, I think a lot of us lost a lot of good friends, or we know people that lost significant others to AIDS. And I wanted to get involved with an organization where I could give back to the community. And I discovered this particular organization. It was a very good cause given to Project Lazarus, and it was fun too. New Orleans loves a party. They do. And these guys know how to throw a party, and actually it was great. We could give this money back to a great cause.
And how long have you been involved in this?
Oh, goodness. I was trying to think about that. I think I've probably been involved about 15 to 18 years.
I've been involved in this charity as well, and I think it's just an amazing organization. You know, I emceed the AIDS Walk a couple of weeks ago, and I have noticed there has been a change from what people would normally think that AIDS is, that it's, you know, not gender specific. It's more all-around disease now. And how have you seen it evolved in the last couple of years, where it's not just like the disease that everybody thought it was in the early 80s? Well,
I guess in the early 80s and maybe the early 90s, it was almost a death sentence, you know. And today, with the new drugs out, it has prolonged people's lives. They're able to go in and lead basically normal lives now. And so, you know, that's the Project Lazarus guys will tell you that most people went to Project Lazarus to die, and today most of them go there to get well and get back on their feet, and they're able to leave.
Yeah, I think that's pretty amazing.
It is.
So how much money over the past year since you guys have been doing this has Halloween New Orleans raised for Project Lazarus?
Well, we are in our 28th year, going into our 28th year here, $4.2 million over the 27 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's a significant part of their operating budget, and they count on that.
Is Project Lazarus and the Halloween Party, is that one of the biggest fundraisers in the city of New Orleans?
I would say it is. It's definitely one of the larger ones.
And how is Project Lazarus, how are you guys able to give them 100% of the proceeds to this amazing organization?
Well, obviously, these parties cost money to put on.
Yes.
Okay, so one thing is we're 100% volunteer, so no one is paid anything. There are no salaries involved, and to put on these parties, we have normally anywhere from 300 to 375 people that host this event. They pay dues. They're either host, benefactors, or patrons, different levels. They help put these parties on, and our corporate sponsors too.
So tell me about some of your corporate sponsors that help this amazing organization.
Well, this year we have a major new sponsor, Harrah's.
Oh, nice.
Casino, yeah, very good. Avita Drugs, Jerry Purcell and his group are always gracious. Of course, our Absolute, Bud Light, you know, so many, many organizations.
So when and where is this party or this party with a purpose, where is this going to take place?
Okay, let's see. The first party is Thursday the 27th at Harrah's Casino in the auditorium.
And it's in the public. It's invited for the public, right?
Anyone can come to this event, yes, and you can pay at the door. You can go online and buy tickets beforehand. But this is the nice black tie optional Taste of New Orleans silent auction event. Very nice music. It's from 7 to 11, I believe, on Thursday night.
Okay.
Then Friday morning we celebrate with our patrons and our corporate sponsors. Cafe Amelie is actually going to sponsor that for us this year. We're very excited
that's very good.
about that. Yeah. Then Friday night, we've always called it the out-of-towners party, but it's for everyone as well.
Right.
You can pay at the door. We close down House of Blues, and it becomes Club New Orleans 28.
Wow.
It's going to be a great event. Then Saturday, we go into Saturday, and this is the big daddy of them all, the costume extravaganza.
At the convention center.
At the convention center, Hall B.
Okay.
You have to be in costume.
Okay.
You have to be in costume, definitely. But this lasts from 10 till 4 in the morning. It's a midnight show.
Okay.
We have the costume extravaganza with judging and winning different prizes. This is not to be missed. We call it a midnight show. It's normally like 12:30, but we have a surprise. We may have a second show.
Okay.
If I can say that. I
No.
hope I didn't give anything away.
Don't give it away.
Saturday guys are going to kill me on this. But and then on Sunday we end up on the riverboat Natchez to a nice brunch and just a good way to leave the city. And so that's our 4-day events. And believe me, after that, it's a great cause. But we don't want to say the word Halloween for a month or so.
Right, I'm sure.
It's a lot of work.
Well, listen, I think you're doing an amazing work with this amazing organization. Keep up the good work, and I'm looking forward to that weekend, and I'm sure a lot of other people are looking forward to it as well. So thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Project Lazarus was founded out of compassion and service to all people. It provides services to people with AIDS who can no longer live independently or whose family can no longer take care of them. Today we have our next guests, Eric Olson and Steve Rivera. Guys, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having us.
So tell me a little bit about what your roles are at Project Lazarus and how long you've been in that role.
Well, I'm the executive director of Project Lazarus, and I came in about a year after Katrina, and I'm the executive director.
Okay.
And I'm the director of development, and have been there for 2.5 years, and very passionate towards the mission of Project Lazarus and the involvement with this disease. So I'm glad to be there.
And Steve started as a volunteer. He
Oh,
volunteered
did
for
you?
almost
Started
a
as
year
a volunteer. Yeah, like about a year.
And then from volunteer to actually working there.
To working there. I didn't think I would end up in development, but because I enjoy so much being with the residents, but there's really a tie-in of the two, because to be able to raise money for these residents, for this facility, you really do need to be in touch with the residents and what the people that we are helping
Absolutely.
every day. So.
And you brought up a good point. So tell me exactly, a lot of people may not be familiar with what exactly Project Lazarus is. Kind of elaborate on what exactly is Project Lazarus and the services that you guys provide there.
Well, some of the history is, initially it was Archbishop Hannon that allowed 2 priests to open up over 25 years ago, and it basically was a hospice in the early days of the epidemic. And from there, we've now, since medicine and primary health care, people are living much longer. We're more of a transitional housing. We have very few people on hospice.
Right.
So people may be homeless, have addictions, mental health problems, need access to health care. We provide the housing and the support so they can go back to live as full as life as they possibly can outside of Project Lazarus.
Oh, I see. So it's actually, Project Lazarus is a house for people that are living with AIDS, but you're saying that other people can go there as well?
No, I mean, but they have all these other issues.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have mental health problems, they're homeless.
Okay.
So it's not just, we're not dealing just with AIDS anymore.
Gotcha.
So we're helping people transition out of Project Lazarus, and 90% of them are going to live somewhere else once they're stabilized with their health care and they're taking their medicine and understand that they can live with HIV. They're not going to die.
So, go ahead.
Which is very different, I want to point out, than when Project Lazarus was started, and that's what Eric was saying, and reiterating just what he said. It is not a place to come and die with dignity anymore. It is a place to come and learn how to live a full life at your optimum level of health. And some of these people, and he put it very nicely, they had nothing when they found out they had this, they received this AIDS diagnosis, and they need to come in and need to be helped, guided, instructed, worked with, loved, in order to be, accept themselves and move on to independent living, because they live now in treatment, which is a huge miracle.
A huge miracle.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. So since the 80s, tell me, how have you seen this epidemic evolve? At one time it was people thought of it as, a certain disease for a certain person, but now has it changed and it's more involved in other areas of?
Well, I mean, like in the early days, it was really more the gay community that was affected, and they still certainly affected to a certain degree today, but it's more African American women. African American women are certainly a high percentage. The age group of 18 to 25 across all races and ages and genders are a significant problem. So that's what we're seeing now. And then, like I said before, in the early days, it was a lot of affluent people were getting affected. Now it's really more people that are homeless, having a lot of education problems, alcohol and drug problems. Those are some of the issues that we're going to have to be working with as they come into Project Lazarus.
And if someone like myself wanted to get involved in Project Lazarus, how would they go about doing that?
Well, we have a volunteer program at any time, and we encourage everyone to come forward. Most of our volunteers say, I get so much more than what I feel I offer to the residents, and their acceptance of the volunteers being accepted by, the residents being accepted by the volunteers is just so rewarding for the residents, and the gratification comes back on the volunteers. So we welcome any and everyone. We love to hear ideas of, just if you just want to chat with residents and some people come and have barbecues and play bingo, and they love it.
So it's not about just giving the monetary to giving money. It's more about people. They want communications. They want people to come and visit. Interaction,
with the community that's prevalent all over. This is what life is. I hate to say on the outside. Something that Eric was saying was, earlier about people wanting to be there, our residents wanting to be there. They don't really want to be there, but they're so grateful that this opportunity is offered to them. And we're so grateful to Archbishop Hannon for making that bold decision 26 years ago to sign on and help this dreadfully fearful disease.
I can tell by the way you guys are speaking, you're so passionate about that, you know, and it really makes me feel good, and knowing that what I do with Halloween New Orleans is a thing that it's a good thing, you know. So I commend all the work that you guys are doing there. Keep up the good work. And if people wanted to get involved, do you guys have a website or something that they can go to?
Yeah, it's projectlazarus.net, and
very easy.
A lot of information there about the volunteer program. We have a buddy program we were talking about, and all the other services we have. So there's a lot of information there. You can contact Steve or myself, and we will certainly sit down and talk to you and say, you know, what is it that you're interested in doing? Because there's a lot of different things that you could be doing at Lazarus that could be connecting with the residents, or landscaping or things like that.
Okay.
And we also take Halloween volunteers.
Okay.
Definitely. And that's fun.
There.
You get to go to the party and hang out. And
exactly.
So a lot of people have a real good time with that. Oh, Halloween.
Oh,
I mean,
a great party.
Yes,
a party with a purpose.
Yeah.
So once
Great
again,
purpose.
thank you guys for being on the Chet Chat Show.
you.
I really appreciate the work that you guys are doing in the community. Keep up the good work.
Thanks
you,
so
Chet.
much.
Thanks. Welcome to our DIY segment. Often we transition our exteriors with the change of season. Well, today we'll have some excellent tips on interior decor. To keep with the autumn spirit, we have Sean Smith of Sean Smith Interiors is here to help us transition our home. Sean, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, first of all, I have to say congratulations on being one of the finalists for the Gamut's Men of Style Awards.
Oh, thank you.
I thought if you know about style, you definitely know about decor.
Well, I try, you know, I hope so, but
yes.
Thank you.
We're into the fall season, and I know with every season change, so does decor.
Correct.
So I thought we'd have you on here to talk about some of the new hot trends for fall. So tell me, what's some things that are trending right now?
Absolutely. You know, it's funny. I feel like home interior decor always follows what's happening on the runways.
Absolutely.
And so all you saw this season was leopard print. You saw lots of metallics. You saw really clean lines, and that's what you're seeing in homes. I mean, it's kind of what happens. Lots of golds, and then in houses you're seeing lots of brass now, which is back with a vengeance.
It is back. It's back. People was like, oh God, brass is never going to come back. But you know, everything comes back.
It's back. You're even seeing it on appliances now, which is crazy. But it's a really sharp look, and I'm glad it made a comeback.
Well, awesome. Well, you have an amazing shop on Magazine Street.
Thank you.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about, you bought some great ideas here. So tell us, kind of walk us through about some of the fall trends that you are carrying at your shop on Magazine Street.
Okay. Well, you know, it's all about living cleaner, having a simpler lifestyle, you know, with the hustle and bustle of work and family. You know, everybody wants to come home to kind of a clean, soothing environment.
Right.
One way to do that is, you know, these books. People always have bookshelves that they've got to fill lots of space with. And these are wrapped in French paper. And this is like authentic handwritten. This is really, really cool.
So that's real books that they just wrapped in authentic?
Yeah, they just wrapped in antique French handwritten paper. And, you know, I found these at market, and I just thought, wow, this is really special.
Beautiful.
You know, each one is different. And it's also something that you can, you know, if you want to change up the look of your library or study, you can do it so simply on your own, too.
I was just about to say, this is definitely a DIY. Guys, this is something that you can definitely do yourself. You may have some old books at home. But you can actually change the look of your whole look just by wrapping it with some really beautiful paper. I mean, I think this idea is pretty brilliant.
You could use gift wrap. Find a gift wrap you like, even like just a simple high gloss white, or, you know, I've seen it done with like brown paper bags. You know, I think you used to do that probably in school. I know I did, so you could color all over them. But it's a great look.
Okay,
so.
and then this pillow is beautiful.
Well, as you see, of course, leopard print, which is huge. Anything, you know, faux fur or is very popular. And you know, another cool thing you can do, which on the runways you saw tons of fur, and you're seeing it in lots of pillows. And if you have fur coats laying in the closet, go have them turned into a pillow.
Perfect, perfect. And what is this right here? This is interesting.
This is just a great piece of crystal. You know, I feel like now that we're in fall, lots of people, coral has been really big. It's been big for a while now. get a piece of crystal or great rock or even a piece of driftwood and, you know, place it on a book or something. And it kind of brings that fall air in.
Yes,
and kind of gets
absolutely.
rid of the spring and summer feel.
I
So-
love this piece. This looks like an upcycle piece. What exactly is this?
It is. This is actually an 18th century finial, you know, believed to be from a church, and you know, I think it's just gorgeous.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I just took the fragment and I had this still base made and placed it on here, and it's really a work of art.
What does most people do with this? Could it be like a bookend, or is it just a decorative object?
You know, it's more of a decorative object. You know, I would throw this in the middle of on a coffee table with some books or an entry hall table. You know, it creates a story rather than just having something there that's, you know, doesn't really have a past. This has some history. You know?
Once again, we're seeing the whole animal print thing. Tell us about this.
Absolutely, animal print again. This is faux snakeskin.
And we have to say that. It's
Faux, absolutely, it's faux.
It's faux.
But you know, it's just in, and you're seeing it everywhere. So I wanted to make sure I could bring that into a price point in my shop that was, you know, everybody could, you know, pick up and just get that little touch of what's in their house.
Because a lot of people think when you see something like animal print or, you know, these decorative objects that they are very expensive, but you can actually find some of these things that are affordable.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you can always create your own things too. If there's an old fragment you find, or like I said, a piece of driftwood or something seems really special to you or you love, you know, you can make it like a piece of art.
On the Chet Chat Show, we like to say that's upcycling. And I know you guys talk about that. We talk about that a lot, but this is definitely the ultimate in upcycling.
Absolutely.
So what is this exactly?
This is something I was really excited to get my hands on. There is a lady who makes these, and she takes old tortoise shells. You know, you're seeing them on walls now. You're seeing them in bowls. You're seeing them a lot. But this is actually a lamp, and it's beautiful for like a library or just that little place you need a little bit of light. And when it's on, the light that comes through this tortoise shell, it's absolutely, I mean, it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
it's a beautiful piece. It's almost like a piece of art more than like a lamp itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's very unique, and it's something I was really excited to get my hands on because I feel like it's something you definitely wouldn't see everywhere, you know?
So Sean, tell us, if somebody was interested in any of these items, how would they get in contact with you?
You can go to my website, www.SeanSmithHome.com. That's S-H-A-U-N, smithhome.com. Or you can come by my shop, 3947 Magazine Street. We're open Tuesday to Saturday, 10:30 to 5. And yeah, that's the best way to find me.
Well, thank you so much for being on the Chet Show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
No problem. So guys, this is our first DIY segment. Stay tuned. We'll have another DIY segment. Once again, Sean Smith from Sean Smith Interiors, a local guy doing something really good in our community.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sandra Berger, founder of Fleur de Lis Lights in 2006, as a love letter to her hometown of New Orleans in her native Louisiana. From our beautiful flowers to our distinctive foods and culture, everything in southern Louisiana is rooted in fragrance. We have Sandra here to help us capture the Halloween precise aroma of the season. Sandra, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Chet.
Is there such a thing as the perfect candle?
I would have to say the perfect candle would be one that burns cleanly and evenly all the way down to the bottom of the container, but also gives a nice fragrance throughout your house, whether it be just a large room or several smaller rooms in your house.
And so we are in the Halloween spirit, so fall is upon us. Do you have some candles that really takes us into the fall spirit? Tell me a little bit about the scents that you have.
Yes, we do. Every year this time, people start asking me for a pumpkin spice fragrance, which we have. And we also have an apple harvest that's very nice this time of year.
Tell me about the line that you did for Second Harvest Food Bank.
Yes, Chet. Back in the summer, we met with Second Harvest Food Bank to talk to them about our idea of introducing a candle line to benefit them, and they were very excited and very happy about it. So the result of that is now our See the Light, Feed the Hungry candles.
And you have bought something here that you're going to actually show us how you make the perfect candle.
Yes.
Let's get started.
Okay, great. So first of all, what we have to do is we have to insert the wick into the container.
And this is the container. This is just a basic glass cylinder container.
Yes, basic glass. So we're using a hot glue here. We put that on the wick, put that into the glass, and now we are ready to mix the fragrance and the wax.
Okay, so we have the wax here.
Yes.
I'm going to let you handle that since you're the professional.
All right.
And so what kind of wax is that exactly?
This is a soy blend wax. It's a blend between soy and paraffin. And the purpose of that is the paraffin gives it a stronger fragrance throw, and the soy helps it burn more cleanly and evenly. So you get a longer burn time with the soy paraffin blend.
Okay, because a lot of people always ask me about, you know, is that soy-based candles? And I was wondering, why is it so important that we use soy-based candles opposed to non-soy-based candles?
Well, soy-based candles give you a longer burn time and a cleaner burn time.
Gotcha.
They have less soot than a 100% paraffin candle does.
Okay, and you just poured something into this container. What did you actually pour in there?
What I added was the fragrance oil, and today we're making a fig candle, which is also great for the fall.
It's perfect for the fall.
It smells wonderful.
Fig's one of my favorite scents, actually. So you stir that, and what's the process? What's the length time that you stir the actual?
It needs to be stirred for 2 minutes.
For 2 minutes.
Yes.
And then once you stir that for 2 minutes, you actually pour it into this little container.
Yes.
I will hold this.
You want to hold that?
Yes.
Okay,
Don't burn me.
Very hot.
Okay.
Very hot.
So tell me a little bit about how much of the proceeds of your candles go to Second Harvest food banks?
Yes, we donate $1 from every candle that we sell directly to Second Harvest Food Bank, which feeds a family of 4.
What made you get involved with Second Harvest Food Bank? Why that nonprofit?
Second Harvest Food Bank has always been on my heart as a charity that I wanted to get involved with. I've seen firsthand some of the hunger needs in the community. Since we are a New Orleans-based company, all of our candles are manufactured here in the city. We could see firsthand some of the hunger issues, and we just chose Second Harvest as a charity that we wanted to donate to.
I think it's a great charity, and you're right, we have a homeless problem here in the city, so I really appreciate the fact that you have chosen Second Harvest to be sure that, you know, the proceeds, $1 of these proceeds go back to them, because they really need the help at Second Harvest.
Yes, they do.
And so what happens here?
So next we have to center the wick, because when it cools, you want your wick to be perfectly centered so you get that even burn all the way down.
Sandra, that looks like popsicle sticks.
Yes. Popsicle sticks with a little rubber band on the end helps to keep it tight so it stays straight.
And how long do you let this sit for?
This will take several hours to cool, but it also needs to cure. In addition to, once it's cooled, it needs to cure so the fragrance can completely bind with the wax. If you burn your candle too quickly, say once it's cooled and you want to burn it, you'll end up with a lot of fragrance residue and it won't give off the fragrance that you're expecting it to. So it's best to let them cure for a few days before you burn them.
So this takes several hours, but we don't have several hours, but you bought a finished product.
Yes.
So this is the finished product of what Sandra has made here today. It's See the Light Candle, and it helps the Second Harvest Food Bank. I just think this is just amazing that so many people in the community are getting involved with the Second Harvest Food Bank, because like I said, they really need it. If people wanted to purchase these candles online, where do they go to?
Our website is FleurDelightCandles.com. They can purchase directly on our website, or there's a list of retailers in town that are also carrying the candle line.
Once again, we thank you so much for being on the Chet Chat Show, and thank you for all the work that you do in the community and with Second Harvest Food Bank.
Thank you.
Guys, we'll be right back. We all know that autumn is more than just leaf blowers and rakes. We've learned how to incorporate the season into our home decors and the perfect touch of autumn zest. While Halloween is often associated with parties, we learned that it could be a party with a purpose that many people can help in our community. Whether it's transition of interior decor or the Halloween parties, I hope this episode teaches each one of us to embrace our Halloween spirit. For more information on today's episode, you can visit my website at chetporshowdesign.com and simply just click on my blog. Join me for the next episode of Chet Chat. It's sure to be a great one as we enter into the Thanksgiving season. I'm Chet Porshow, and I got designs on New Orleans. See you guys next month.
Chet Chat is underwritten by Massage Envy Spa, the Frame Shop and Gallery, and the law offices of John J. Sullivan.